Catering is the new gold rush for restaurant owners looking to boost their bottom line. I grew my 3 restaurants' catering sales to over $50,000 a month in 2024, and it completely transformed my business's profitability. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I grew my catering sales so you can literally copy and paste my strategy and grow your sales as fast as I did. So, if you follow everything I lay out in this video, you'll more than likely be able to achieve similar results. Today, we'll be covering 6 major topics. Number 1, the catering menu optimization. Number 2, the sales team structure. Number 3 will be your marketing strategies. Number 4 will be operational efficiency. Number 5 will be your customer retention tactics. And number 6 is going to be scaling your catering business. Literally everything you need, the exact blueprint to grow your catering sales is right here so you can make your restaurant more profitable. So guys, if you're new here, my name is Nick. I've grown up in restaurants, worked on Wall Street alongside restaurant legends, and have generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in catering sales. On this channel, we dive into real-world strategies to grow your catering sales and optimize your restaurants. All right, first up, catering menu optimization. This isn't just about offering your regular menu items. This is really about designing for larger groups and easy transport. When you're dealing with corporate catering, you typically have larger groups, so your regular food sizes won't quite be the same. You need to make sure it's big enough and easy enough to transport. There are a few do's and don'ts for catering food items. Obviously, number 1 is going to be do include items that have a high food margin. Number 2, make sure they're easy to transport. So some of the don'ts on the catering food items: do not include your items that might be popular but are very difficult to travel. So for us, a really popular item we have in-house is our bruschetta. However, traveling with catering bruschetta is extremely clunky. You have to put all the little tomatoes in a small thing, the bread in another, and the presentation does not look anywhere near as good as it does in-house. So as we all know in catering, your presentation is critical. So make sure all the food items you have travel well and present well while offering you guys a great profit margin. And one of the things that's kind of related to that is going to be your pricing strategy. You guys have to realize that within corporate catering, there's quite a bit of room to price your products effectively in order for you to generate a good profit for yourselves. So when you're looking at your in-house menu, it's not unreasonable to charge actually 10, 15, sometimes 20% more for the same food item, because that increase in pricing accounts for all the different costs you incur while you go there. So it needs to pay for your travel. It needs to pay for the extra paper products. It needs to pay for any of the little odds, ends, and bits that really make your catering program what it is. So don't be afraid to price it accordingly to make sure you can make good money on your catering. And once you have a team in place, that money can partially be used to offset the team's extra expense so you can take yourself out of that position. The next thing we kind of have to talk about is special dietary options. We live in a world where people have plenty of dietary restrictions, and dietary options for them are critical. The main ones we have are vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free. And I understand you can't really market yourself to everyone, but if you're able to include even 1 or 2 dishes for these dietary restrictions, that will allow you to make sure you can penetrate a market where even if there's 200 people, but 5 of them are gluten-free, they're not just gonna leave you and go somewhere else because you can't offer gluten-free. So really take the time and dial in on those special dietary options so you can make sure you get that extra market share. And really, that's why a well-designed catering menu is crucial, because most restaurants just use their regular menu, and that will lead to logistical nightmares and lost profits. Next up, we have the sales team structure. And honestly, this is where a lot of restaurants drop the ball. You can't really rely on your regular staff to handle catering. You really need a dedicated catering structure. And the way I like to run my restaurants is myself at the top as the catering director. Then under each of me, we have 3 locations. Each one is gonna have a catering manager, like that. And then below them are gonna have your catering drivers. So your catering manager could be someone in your staff who is a server or honestly an hourly manager, but during catering, that is their role. They're clocked in under a catering manager job code. They know their roles, they know their responsibilities, and then under them, they have the catering drivers. And those catering drivers are really gonna help you guys to get the catering volume going. If it's really just you and maybe one other person, you become bottlenecked. But as you have multiple units, you can really grow by having people within their funnel doing exactly what you need them to do. So how does this all work? We have, the catering manager, the catering drivers, and then you have key people in the back of house who help produce all that food. Because you can have the best marketing, the best front of house execution, but if your food doesn't come out on time, what's the whole point of it? So this leads us to having a pretty competitive commission structure. So the way I like to do it, and you guys can choose whatever you guys need to do based on your own individual geographies, but I like to have my catering manager at a pretty healthy hourly rate. So for you guys, that could be different. We have it around 15 bucks an hour for our catering manager. And it goes up from there based on seniority, how much time they've spent, how well they do, etc. So we have their hourly manager rate, and then we also pay them per drop they do. So we give our catering managers $30 per drop they do. So that means they're getting paid 15 bucks an hour plus $30 for every delivery they take. Now, the next piece we layer in is what's called the bag money, which is how much money they make for making the catering care package. So that's also based on how big the order is. And for us, we have a tiered structure where it's anything below 300 bucks, they get $5. Between 3 and 500, they get 10. Between 500 and 750, I think it's 15, and so on and so forth. I think it's like $5 more for every 250 in sales. So the catering manager is pretty well incentivized to handle volume. Because if, let's say they have 10 orders in a day, but they can only take 2 of them, they will still make money by making the care package for all 10. And because you're paying one person to make the care packages for everyone, they're gonna be consistent in the way that they're getting it done. So the catering manager is gonna make hourly rate, money for deliveries, as well as bag money. So there's 3 different ways that they can earn money, which in turn helps you save on your labor because you're paying them out of the money that comes in from the catering through different mechanisms, such as if you have a service fee, if you have a delivery charge, so you're then able to pass that along to your catering team. So they want to take catering orders because they'll make more money. By them making more money, the orders will be done correctly. Orders are done correctly means you'll be making more catering orders, so on and so forth. And then the drivers, on the other hand, have their own commission structure. So for us, we have a tiered system within our drivers. We have what's called the core drivers. We have then the next level up, which will be the lead, and the next level up from that will be senior driver. So for drivers, from 0 to 25 orders, they're considered core drivers. That's the brand new drivers, and they make $20 an order. From 25 to 45, that's the next level up. We consider them lead drivers, so they make $5 more per order. So that will be $25 per drop, but they also get a polo that's gonna be embroidered or embroidered with their name and their position. And then the next level up from that will be the senior driver, that's $5 more, and another polo. So the drivers are incentivized to take more orders because they reach up a higher level, they get another polo with their name on it, so it keeps this flywheel going nice and easy. And what we do is we really have a large radius that we serve, and when we figure out an order is a little bit too far for a normal catering, we give them an extra $5 to account for the gas and the increased mileage. So that's a pretty healthy commission structure for everyone to really understand their roles. Okay, next we come up with a training program. So we train our drivers based on the catering manager. And the catering manager has to train at least 3 separate drops with the catering driver before they're allowed to take their own catering orders. So what that means is if someone joins, they're not allowed to just take an order the next day. They have to go with 3 separate orders with our catering manager in order for us to allow them to take their first order. And those 3 orders can still be on one day, which is pretty unlikely because that's gonna be back to back to back. But it is possible to do 2 in one day, 1 on another. So the training program for the drivers, it has to be done correctly in order for them to understand what it takes to set everything up. We have little name cards for our pizza, we have little pie servers, so we do a pretty large array of things that have to be trained on it for them to do it correctly. And really, this is why a specialized team is essential. Most restaurants overburden their regular staff, And this results not only in poor service, but honestly, missed opportunities for more business. All right, next up, we have marketing strategies. So honestly, not just waiting for customers to find you has to be embedded in you guys. You cannot just wait for customers to find you. One of the best ways to market is through targeted business-to-business outreach. And honestly, the best way I like doing this, and I know I talk about this all the time, is cold email. By doing cold email, you can identify potential corporate clients. And once you do that, you can really narrow it down and get in their inbox. And once you're in their inbox, you're then able to ask if you can do a catering tasting. And for us, we did this last November, a big catering tasting for a very big client here in Atlanta. And that led to me meeting a couple admins, and honestly then to 20 admins. And then the company got bought, and the new owners wanted to put a, how much was it, like 400 person welcome lunch, and we were the people they chose to do it. And then 3 weeks after that, they wanted to do another big lunch, or maybe it was 2 months, I can't remember. A short time elapsed, and then we were chosen again for 350 people to serve them. So it really makes a big difference if you're able to do that and get in touch with all those local people about how to get them in front of you. All right, and this, guys, is why proactive marketing is key. Most restaurants just passively wait for catering orders to happen to them, which miss out on huge potential opportunities if you go out and you hunt for these large catering clients. All right. Next up, we have operational efficiency. And this really can be boiled down to not treating catering as an afterthought. You really want to have a separate area you prepare your catering orders for if you can. And when I say prepare, I don't mean a separate prep area in the kitchen. I mean a separate front of house staging area. Sometimes you'll see some of our, where we have 8, 9 orders across all of our tables, and you see each one has a care package. It has a prep sheet. It has everything around it. So you're able to truly have your drivers come in, grab a cart, grab their bags, and go. It's in and out. And that's how you really want to do your business if you're looking for any type of volume. And honestly, you can find specialized equipment for transport and serving pretty cheaply. For us, we found about, I think it's like $100 cart on Amazon, and it is awesome. I think it's technically called like a sports wagon, but it fits our pizza bag, our salads, and our care packages can go on top of it. And that is awesome when you're dealing with some serious volume. So after that, for operational efficiency, one of the things you really want to work on is a catering software. And for us, we work with Catering, which is our own internal software we developed, specifically because we couldn't figure out how to use software else in the market that gets the same stuff we want done. So we developed our own software to scratch our own itch, basically. And this is why streamlined operations matter. Most restaurants struggle with fulfillment, and this leads to inconsistent quality and unhappy clients. All right, number 5 is customer retention tactics. And please, please, please do not just focus on new clients. It is so much harder to grow your catering business if you are only getting new clients. I mean, what's easier? Getting one client who had a great experience to order again, or to find a totally new client who's never heard of you to roll the dice and try catering from you guys. So honestly, it's so focused on delivering good, consistent quality to your existing client base so you can get them to order again and again. And what we've done is honestly developed a follow-up system for feedback. So it kind of starts when we first get the order. I always text the client, thanking them for the order, saying, I'm your point of contact. If you need anything else, just shoot me a text. After they get the order, there's a follow-up text that goes out to them that says, hey, this is Nick again. Just want to check in and see how lunch was for you guys. Thank you so much for ordering. And this goes such a long way because it shows the people who order that you're not just a robotic system where there's a black hole and they don't know anything of who they can contact. It shows you care, and if they need something, there's a direct point of contact they can follow up with. That goes a long way. And one of the best things you can do is give your loyal customers gifts. And when I say that, it can be as simple as a gift certificate to your restaurant. Because people, when they order, love the ability to get something for free. They're spending hundreds of dollars with you, so why not give them a little bonus back? So an easy way is a $25 gift certificate, because that will allow them to get something from your restaurant and give them a little reason to order from you guys again. And these little personalized touches are awesome. Whether it's through text, through gift certificates, all those make such a major difference, guys. This is why retention is crucial for growth, because most restaurants neglect existing clients and thus miss out on easy repeat business. They only want to go after new business, get the new clients, and I just don't understand why. It's so much harder to earn a new client, then get the same one to order from you guys again. We're on our last topic now, which will be scaling your catering business. So really don't think about your business as limiting yourself to your immediate area. Really look and open up your search radius and see if you can service other areas, but only do so if you know you can do it effectively. And this falls into the idea of expanding your delivery radius strategically. And you can really only do that if you hire and train as you grow. And the best way to hire and train is just do it. You learn as you go. You can have the best onboarding materials, but unless you're actually doing it and seeing, you won't get anywhere near as good as fast as you want to be. And this is where implementing technology for efficiency becomes your friend. If you can use technology to offload a lot of the onboarding, offload a lot of the training videos, then you're able to just minimize the human time spent and human labor needed to get the high levels of efficiency you want. Why thinking big is important? It's because when you're thinking big, you're able to take these big ideas of going from 5,000 a week, which I thought was big, to 10,000 a week, which honestly is not that big, to 15,000 a week in order to get to the 50,000 a month, to get to 100,000 a month, which will then help you get to 1 million a year. And most restaurants cap their growth potential by just thinking too small. So really try to take the time and expand your thinking and just figure out what are these big milestones I want to reach and how I can leverage technology and build teams to get there, guys. All right, that's exactly how I grew my catering sales to $50,000 per month in 2024. If you can nail those 6 steps, you can get there too. So if you're a restaurant owner watching this video and you want to do the same thing, I hope you got a lot of value from this and learned not only the best way to grow your catering sales, but the best way to grow your bottom line for your restaurant. And again, that's by leveraging a dedicated catering strategy. Of course, I couldn't really cover the full in and outs of how to implement a successful catering program, but lucky for you, I made a free YouTube video going over the exact steps I would do today if I wanted to start a new catering business from scratch. So just hit the video on the screen and I'll see you there, where we'll dive deeper into transforming your restaurant's profitability through catering.